What's up, Internet, and welcome to You Should Be Playing. This is the first installment of a series that I'm going to be doing, highlighting games that I think are spectacular and that you should be playing. And it's kind of dangerous to start with Spelunky because of what Spelunky is, but that's the game that I'm still playing every damn day, so we are going to start with Spelunky. If you are not familiar, Spelunky is a roguelike platformer, which means that there is permadeath and that these stages are randomized every time you play. So I'm going to start here. I'm still missing a few characters. I'm Super Meat Boy here, and we're going to start out, and hopefully I'm going to play it a little bit more carefully than I usually play this game, and perhaps I can show you why I find this game so incredibly appealing that I can't stop playing it. So we're just going to start out here in Stage 1, and hopefully I get a decent seed. And so, Spelunky to me is primarily two things. It is risk assessment, and it is situational awareness. So it is the kind of game that really rewards you for paying attention. I know that people sometimes these days don't pay a lot of attention to games, or they expect to just, you know, gain levels and kind of just push their way through. This is not a game that you can push your way through. This is very much a game that you need to learn what all the systems do. So it's not a lot of trial and error. It really is a lot of learning what specifically everything does and how to deal with that as such. So things like the bats. The bats will only come at you if you are underneath them, and if you are a certain distance away. So if I'm on the same level as the bat, it's not going to do anything. But as soon as I go underneath it, it's going to trigger. And that's the kind of thing, when you're starting out, a lot of this stuff, I guess, a lot of the joy of this game comes from learning what all the systems are. There could be jewels in those pots, there could be enemies in those pots, or they just could be empty pots. So what you learn early on is that it is important to kind of learn all the different systems so that you don't get caught by surprise. Now occasionally that'll still happen, you know, there occasionally will be things that trigger a little bit beyond your control, but if you're playing, I can use that. If you're playing cautiously, there's an enemy, and I can just grab his arrow and kill him. If you're playing cautiously enough, you should theoretically be able to handle any challenge that Spelunky throws at you, but sometimes you'll start a stage and just hear explosions and be like, well, shit, or, you know, something will trigger a shopkeeper, or something along those lines. So, I'm gonna throw that pot, check there. So the thing with this game, when you first start out, like, when I play, at this point I've been playing so long that I am almost always holding down the run button. Always. But if you start out and you're just doing a lot of walking, after 2.5 minutes the ghost will appear, and if the ghost touches you, that is an instant death and you are just done. So I learned early on how to handle the physics more or less when you're just always running. Always be cautious around the skeletons, because those alright, there's a big spider. Big spiders will give you the sticky bombs, and sticky bombs are important for a number of reasons, but primarily when you get to the temple and you want to get rid of Anubis, they are super useful on that. Not necessary, I mean, there are other ways. If you have a shotgun, or if you can get him near some tiki traps, you can kill him, but primarily sticky bombs are the way to go with that. Now, the way I've been playing it recently is just straight up murdering every shopkeeper that I see, which is certainly, when you get to the high end, when you get to the expert level play, is a valid way to play. And normally, because you're playing for score, it is a thing that you would want to be doing to not actually spend any money in the shops. I'm going to assume that there's a damsel over here, so I'm actually going to use a bomb. because you don't want to spend any money in the shops, and you don't want to say when you get if you're going for a hell run, which I've actually only done once. If you're going for a run to hell, you need the Ankh, but the Ankh is 50 grand. So if you don't want to spend that, then you gotta murder all the shopkeepers. And so when you get to the black market, there are a lot of angry shopkeepers. So my success rate in the black market with killing shopkeepers is about 50-50. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But as I said, I kind of wanted to explain plenty about this game, so I'm playing it safe for the moment. Which I found is I guess maybe a more boring way to play, but there is certainly things you can learn. A lot of spitters in here, aren't there? So right now, I am more concerned with getting a lot of these guys, getting more bombs. I've only got 2 right now, and having enough bombs is always. And they're just laying them on thick. Wow. All right. So ideally, I want to get that crate in there, but whether or not I can actually accomplish that remains to be seen. This arrow trap has already been triggered, but I'm just playing it safe. Alright, so if I do a rope and then... Alright, so hopefully I will get... Alright, a compass is super useful. Not bombs. I mean, I could use bombs, but a compass is always a thing that you want to get pretty early in your run, and if you don't get it through a crate or if you don't see it in an item shop, it kind of makes later on in the ice caves a hassle. And I totally fucked that up, and I don't have climbing gloves, so that's unfortunate. But really important not to upset the shopkeepers if you are not intending on murdering all the shopkeepers. And in this case, he's gonna sell bombs. I'm just gonna buy a whole bomb box. Fuck it. I'm not playing this run for money. I'm just playing to show off as much of the game as possible. But I did miss the key. I don't know where the key is. And I don't know that I necessarily have time to go back and find where they hid the damn key. And do I want to actually use a rope and then sticky bomb there. This is playing a bit more riskily than I would normally like to, but there's the key. Alright, so I'm hoping that that spider can't get down from where he's at because of that space, but I'm not. I fucked that bomb up too. Now it gets... Nope. I am just really just not playing well here. So I do want to show the black market, so I'm gonna take this calculated risk here of getting this key. But now, of course, we have this asshole here. So we're just gonna sneak past him, say fuck you, and move on with our lives. And not get hit by that. It also is important. See, it's been 2.5 minutes, so the Mr. Ghost will appear there, and I'm just gonna be like, peace out, Mr. Ghost. No thank you. Because the ghosts are almost impossible to kill. There is a way to kill them, but it is not particularly lucrative or advised, and that is super high-level expert play. I've seen a handful of it on YouTube. The other important thing to remember about Spelunky is physics. If you are taking a rock and throwing it at a wall, it can come back and hit you in the head, which is not good. I'm gonna pass over this idol. If I grab this idol, there'll be a giant boulder that comes down, and I don't know if there's a shop in this level, so I'm gonna pass on that, because that would just piss off the shopkeeper, and I'm trying to avoid that at the moment. But we're gonna take out this dude here. Right. Ah, see, I was not paying attention close enough. There was a spider up there, and it totally went on my head and fucked me up. So that's not good. Spikes will instant kill you, but you can walk through them. I'm pretty sure I covered that when I played the game with Grem. That was the very first episode of Perplexing Pixels. So go watch that if you want to see some very beginner level play from your boy Grem. But the damsels are good for a number of things. One of which being a projectile. And that is to say, if you are falling and don't have any other option, and there is an arrow trap, they will take the hit for you, and they usually have enough health to take at least 2 hits before they die. Or, well, they have 4 health, and I'm going to want that crate. So I'm going to waste a bomb here, hoping that that crate contains either bombs or perhaps something more useful. Usually it's either bombs or ropes. And in that case, it's a parachute. And the parachute's good. This game does have fall damage, so if you fall from X amount of height, you will take 1 damage, and it will stun you, and if there are any enemies in the area, they will fuck you up. So, we are moving on to the jungle, which is the second of 4 areas, unless you are playing at a much higher level play, in which case you're going for hell, and in which case, you're not. There are 5 areas. You will end up in hell. This is not a particularly. I don't like this layout because of these guys, but lucky for us, lucky for me, I can buy a shotgun, and the shotgun is one of the items that you kind of always want to have, because it is super useful. But there's not a good way to get down here without risking a hit from either of these guys. And if I wait for their backs to get turned, I can do that. But then they'll spawn one of those guys, and I kind of don't want any part of that because that's just bad news. So I'm going to take this idol, which is worth a good amount of money if I actually bring it to the shop. Boomerang guys really just they can ruin your day. So anytime that you can avoid them is a good thing to do. Now, of course, having to juggle more than one item is kind of a pain in the ass, but in the end it's worth it because you get, a good amount of gold. The problem is when you're trying to do that with a damsel is when it becomes crap. Shouldn't have done that. That's what you get. Alright, we're gonna drop this idol. So I'm kind of taking my time more than I normally would here, even though I am holding down the run button at all times. Alright, frogs and bats are my 2 most hated enemies in this entire game. Because even though they have a certain amount of predictability to them, there is still a certain amount that is just completely frustrating to me. Spiders not so much, but the frogs, because the frogs, their physics will change if they're jumping in water or not. And it's just really, really frustrating. You get out of there. Give me that idol. Tiki traps, you learn pretty early on how to avoid those, and they aren't too bad. So that actually wasn't too bad. I want to say that was pretty close to, yeah, another 15 seconds, and there would have been a ghost. And the ghosts are bad. I don't like the ghosts. Alright, here's another thing. Now I'm going to have to abandon this shotgun, mostly, because the dark stages... Alright, that's a bomb frog, so we're gonna... the dark stages are a tremendous pain in my ass, and for anyone who's a little inexperienced, yeah, that idol's lost cause. Anyone who's a bit inexperienced with Spelunky is going to have an immediate problem in any of the dark stages. I already have a compass. I could use climbing gloves, but more than that, climbing gloves can get you into trouble later on, but having some more ropes is always going to be helpful. So, dark stages, you can light these lanterns, they'll get you a little bit of gold, but you really can't see too much outside of your immediate area, and bomb frogs are a bitch. So we're just going to do that, and we're going to get out of here. I'll blow up that tree, and then I will light this. So, I mean, if I had more ropes than this, I could... Fucking bats. I could ideally go back for that shotgun, but depending on the stage layout, depending on the enemy layout, probably not the smartest decision. Which is unfortunate because I actually bought that shotgun and didn't steal it from a shopkeeper, which I would usually do. And I don't have... So don't do that. I'm just gonna bomb his dumb ass because I don't want to deal with the hassle. Crap! Alright, bottom of the stage. I will take my spoils here. I will toss that and hope it's not an enemy. It's not. I will light these two, and maybe this chest will give me something. There's no piranha in there, so nope, just ropes. Oh, I got enough ropes. I don't know how I'm doing on time, so we're gonna rush a little bit, and hopefully that doesn't bite us in the ass with a ghost, or a mistimed jump or something. So we're just gonna blindly do that, get our shotgun, and get the hell out of here. And try not to take any fall damage, because that's just... I got 6 health, so I'm doing alright. That actually worked out better than expected. Normally, I wouldn't go back for the shotgun, even though the shotgun is super useful. And yeah, I had 14 seconds there, and I would have seen a ghost. So, you don't want that, in the least. Alright, so those are man-eating plants, and man-eating plants, that's, you know, what they do is they fucking eat you. So I'm gonna carefully avoid this plant. I could blow it up, but I'm gonna take my chances and use that bomb for a more useful thing, which is this crate. You kind of always want to go after crates if you possibly can. No, it's just ropes. Ropes are pretty useful when you fight Olmec, who is the regular last boss. I haven't ever actually gotten to the... Whoa! Bubble! The bubbles will poison you, and obviously that is bad. Alright, that worked out alright. I'm not trying to get back to trigger. Alright, that's a, when you see the sediment, that means they're bees, and I'm not a big fan of the bees. But if you kill the queen bee, you get a big gob of health, which is super useful. So we're gonna try to kill the queen bee and not fall into the tiki traps. Alright, so got the queen bee and I got 10 health. Doing pretty awesome here. I do have to avoid getting mauled by a bunch of other bees. But there's the exit, so I can actually skip this damsel, who, you know, would give me another health, but would also waste a bomb. I'm already down to 7 bombs. So we're gonna lure any additional bees here. Oh god, the bees! Shit. Alright. Lure any additional bees here, and kind of just make a break for it, like that. A lot of times if there's something that's dangerous at the exit, and you hit the left bumper, I'm playing on the Xbox at the moment, if you hit the left bumper fast enough, then you will walk in the exit, and anything that's trying to hurt you won't be able to hurt you. Normally, like, you know, a shopkeeper or, you know, any other kind of a dangerous... Alright, I need to time this properly. Alright, so this is one of the variant stages that you can get, and it is also entirely random, much like the dark stages. And that is the Dead Are Restless. So there are enemies that you're only going to find here, like, that's a vampire bat, and I'm going to shoot him. And I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. And there are these dudes that jump, and there's he'll drop a cape. I already have a cape, because I already bought a cape. More ropes, always appreciated. And so, since I have the Ujet eye, it means that I can see this shotgun here. I already have a shotgun, but this Ash Grave will always be on the Dead or Restless stage if it appears. So you can always get, or well, you can always get the shotgun. You can almost always get the cape if you run into one of these stages in your run. That is an altar to sacrifice. We're not going to do any of that because that's a bit dangerous. But if you sacrifice dudes, you can get an item. If you sacrifice damsels, you can get an item. So we are going to just bomb this, just to be on the safe side. We're going to leave our shotgun here, because we're going to go and get the... Now the Ujet Eye will show me where the black market is. I haven't actually seen it beat, but maybe I haven't been paying enough attention. So I might end up just passing by the jungle without actually getting to the black market, which is a shame, because I kind of would have liked to show it. But that's kind of how Spelunky goes, is that, you know, you're not always going to get what you want. You're not always gonna get the right seed, so we're just gonna if I grab this here, it will always trigger the ghost 100% of the time. So you grab it and you get the fuck out. Hey ghost, bye ghost. So that was, I think, the end of the jungle. Was that? Yep. All right. So I didn't get to the black market. I didn't see it blink. it will blink faster and faster the closer you are to the entrance of the black market. So I may have been talking and kind of glossed over that, which is unfortunate. But moving along to the fourth section, which is the ice caverns. Now, I don't have spike shoes, and you really kind of always want to have spike shoes when you go into the ice caverns, because slipping on that ice is a bitch. So we're just gonna kind of just start using our shotgun to murk everybody up in here. I've got more than enough health, so I'm gonna not try to get both the damsel and the shotgun to the exit. You can see the ice caves don't have a ground floor. So had I managed to get the jetpack at this point in my run, I'd be in much better shape. The cape is alright because the cape prevents you from falling when you want it to. So you have a kind of a float deal here, which is nice. This truck here is only offering a helper. The helpers are pretty much useless, so I never use them. So we're gonna avoid using the helper. Now see, this is where I could waste a bunch of ropes here to avoid the fall damage, or I can just use the cape. So we're just gonna use the cape. I missed that gold, which is not smart of me. Make sure this isn't a guy, and then we're just gonna leave because that's, you know, the helpers are useless, 100% useless. So we're doing pretty good. I don't know if we're gonna see Olmec in this run. That wasn't really the plan to begin with. It was just kind of, I wanted to show games that you should be playing, and considering how often I play Spelunky, there's a hands. Now see, if I go into the black market and I bought the Ankh, I could have used that in this stage, and there are things exploding, holy shit. I could have used that in an effort to get to what is called the City of Gold, and by proxy I would have gotten to hell, but not doing that on this run. I had considered starting, not gonna get that, a video series about my quest to get to hell, because I've only been there once. I haven't actually beaten a game what is considered the hard way. So wow, I'm not even gonna fuck with this. Let's go. Not even gonna tempt fate. I'm sorry. But because of my recording setup, that I'm using my capture kit, I'm using my phone to record these videos. It's not really conducive to having, you know, a whole lot of them. And the reason that it works so well when I film with Grim is that I've only got to film, you know, one, and then have it sync, and then go that way. So if I ever figure out how to get OBS working properly, or, you know, some other way of recording working properly, then I will certainly considering doing a run where I try to get to hell and beat the last boss the right way. But until then, this video, I guess, will be a demonstration of how I usually play, or well, how I sometimes play Spelunky. You can't whip these guys because they will just take you and throw you. So it's kind of important to just avoid them or shoot them. Either way is advisable. So we're kind of on 3-4 here. We didn't encounter the Yeti, which is those stages are kind of a pain in the ass. We already have a thing. We're gonna get another one. You can only carry one of each, so it doesn't particularly matter. Get out of the way here. So I don't know. Well, no, I'm gonna pass up this idol. Actually, no. I'm gonna get this idol if I knock this guy off the platform. Alright, so I am gonna use some ropes here, because I do want some more gold, because that is kind of the goal of the game, is to get gold. So maybe I'll crack 100k. I don't foresee myself being lucky enough to beat Olmec, or even get to Olmec. But rest assured, I have beaten this game, at this point, at least 8 dozen times, on multiple platforms, and I've gotten the Spelunky achievement, on Xbox, on PC, and on PS3, which is to beat the game in under 8 minutes. So I'm not bad at the game. I consider myself average. For those, you know, if you played Spelunky enough, and that's kind of the appeal, is that you're playing it enough to learn all the different systems and how they interact. And so you're not gaining any character progression, but you yourself as a person, if you have a marginal amount of dexterity and the ability to judge situations, like here, I can go down, but then I'm just gonna bomb that and stand a little bit far enough away where it won't hit me. The bombs are pretty much, you know, 2, 2, and 2 as far as the explosion. I'm gonna kill this before he turns around. That, I would like that, whatever that is. So, put this down. I didn't see my buddy. Oh, yeah, that. There he is. There he is. All right, we're gonna not encounter him, because if you kill him, but you know, I didn't go to the black market, I didn't get the Ankh, so I'm not obviously going to the City of Gold, so he's kind of inconsequential. He drops an item that is really bad to use because it could come back and kill you pretty easily. That right there is the entrance to the City of Gold, and I don't have all of the necessary accoutrements or whatnot. This thing will spit fire, dude, so I'm gonna kind of see if it will do that. But alright, let's see if there's anything in here worth. Nope, I already have a compass. Alright, so now this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because I'm not careful. See, those guys will. I don't want to fall in the lava, and I don't have spike shoes, so I'm getting the fuck out of here. Holy shit! All right, so those things will fuck you up. I want to get rid of this swamp block here, and then drop. Damn it! Drop. All right, making sure it's not an arrow trap. Oh, that's kind of a bitch, isn't it? Can I? Alright, yeah, that'll remove that problem. And that problem. So this is very much risk assessment. I could float down there, but that thwomp will probably smash me, or the red dude would fucking knock me into lava. So I'm gonna make a judgment call. And I'm going to bomb right here. Drop down. Whip that, so that triggers. No, if he had a jetpack, perhaps he'd be of use to me, but he's not. So we're just gonna. I don't have enough bombs, so that's gonna be an issue if I hit Olmec. If I actually get there, if I actually beat 4-3, not having enough bombs is gonna be a serious issue. But who knows? I could end up dying. Whoa! Before that. Alright, that was pretty lucky in terms of avoiding a bunch of bullshit. And that's I wish he wasn't triggered, because he can telefrag you, which is really fucking annoying. It's just instant death, and it is not cool. I'm not sure what triggered him, but it looks like we're gonna get to Olmec, which is gonna go poorly because I don't have enough bombs. And ideally, I want to have enough bombs to bomb out the bottom to make him drop into the center of the thing. But maybe I'll get lucky if I can get up on top of this stage and there are enough crates that have bombs in them. If not, there is another way to deal with Olmec, which is much riskier. So on top of him, and then nope. Nope. Fuck it. No, god damn it. I hate you, Olmec. I hate you so much. Fuck. God, fuck you. Really just getting... Alright. That was unfortunate. Alright, 3 bombs. Not enough bombs. Alright, 9 bombs. Getting closer. If I get like one more thing of bombs, I should be okay to... I want to say 12 is enough to deal with his... Oh, now I have way enough bombs. Alright. Now this is going to be If I don't do anything stupid, like that. Jesus, what are you doing? Fuck, dude. Make that jump. Alright. So obviously treasure, is a good thing. Always a good thing. Nope, that's web gun, I'm sorry. I've been talking for too long, and my throat's already, Alright, more bombs. That just makes it that much easier to deal with Olmec's shitty shit. I do kind of want to get those, but there's a shotgun trick that you can jump a little bit higher, but I really didn't want to waste a rope. But there you go, got the bombs, worth the rope that I used. Alright, so those I could get, but what I want to do first is actually just take out Olmec and then I guess come back for those, and kind of come back for the rest of this thing, but I want to make sure that I have enough bombs used. He should be over here, so I'm going to lure him all the way over to the side here. If he actually goes into that gap, I can go on top of him, lead him over here, alright? Lead him all the way to the wall, and then run! And hope he stays over there. Alright, so he won't come over here, and my goal is to make an Olmec-sized hole in the ground using the bombs I have. I don't want to get too close. I have enough ropes to get myself out of here, which is very important. It's just a matter of not fucking myself up or over with a dumb bomb placement, which would, you know, kill me. Don't want that. Now, if I had already had the omp, you can see that there's a door down there on the lower left that goes to hell, but I did not complete all these steps necessary to get to hell, so we'll not be seeing that in this run. But that is kind of the series that if I ever get my capture equipment sorted out, that is what I want to do, is, you know, chronicle my ultimate goal, which is to get and finish this game the hard way, because I've certainly finished it the Olmec way more than enough times that it's kind of, you know, not interesting to me anymore. Although, because of how the daily challenge stuff works, I'm still finding myself playing this every day, and I can't stop. It's just an addiction. Alright, so I'm gonna bomb here. And very carefully bomb here, do a rope, get the fuck out. Alright, so now, I don't want to do anything stupid. The cape really helps here. So he shouldn't be able to reach me regardless. But we're gonna let him fall. Come on, Olmec. Come on, boy. You're done. Alright, so I have officially beaten the game, but because the game is about treasure, I do want to hit up, there was some stuff up here. So kind of go up here, do that, put a bomb there, get this treasure. And just out of morbid curiosity, we're going to go and see what is in these crates here. There is other stuff that I could do here. I mean, I could, alright, more bombs and things. So here, that's obviously, I can just do this, and I drop a shotgun, but who cares? I don't need it anymore. If there are any other, no, I don't see any. If there are any other gems, or if there are any other, any other, like, gold there I could get, that'll drop and get the gold, but for the most part, I'm gonna just, you know, take my ball and go home here. My shotgun, we're gonna just kind of push this over here. So I could get this gem here, if it actually doesn't, do anything, like it doesn't fly off, like that. Very important that when you're doing stuff like that, to make sure you don't run out of rope, or, you know, not have a way to get out, because I've done that. And that is the end of the game. Well, it's the end of the regular game. There is a bunch of other stages. There's hidden stages and all kinds of other stuff that you can get to in this game. But the important thing to remember is that the game is pretty much different every time. So you are constantly having a new experience with the layout. I got lucky here. I didn't think that this video would run this long because, yeah, because, you know, that's just the luck of the draw. So I did get a good seed. I am marginally okay at Spelunky. We're going to see our final score here. It's going to be going to add another 50k. And it was half an hour, which I guess is average, you know. But I've beaten this game in about 5.5 minutes, so you can certainly go a lot faster if you aren't being super careful. So that was the first volume of You Should Be Playing, and it's Spelunky. You should be playing Spelunky, seriously. It is a fucking amazing game. Easily one of my top games of all time, and one of the very few games I bought on 3 platforms, just because I like it that much. So this is Attack Slug, and I will see you next time on You Should Be Playing.